Our DC's Raquel Martin joins us live. And Raquel, the president is taking this head on.
Liz Rush, he's certainly ramping up the pressure. We know this morning he sent a letter to both House and Senate Democrats, making it abundantly clear he is not dropping out of this race. And we know this evening he will now be holding a virtual meeting with Congressional Black Caucus members. But despite this effort, we know there is still a growing number of House lawmakers now calling on him to step aside.
President Biden is scrambling to shore up Democrat support on Capitol Hill.
I am running.
Monday morning on MSNBC, the president brushed off the naysayers and, in a new letter to Democratic lawmakers, made the case he's the best Democrat to defeat Donald Trump.
I beat him last time. I'll beat him this time.
But congressional Democrats who are returning to Washington this week are divided over the president's viability.
The president needs to do more.
On CNN Sunday, Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy said questions remain even after the president's sit-down interview Friday.
This party wants to make sure that we are in a position to win.
No Democratic senators have called on President Biden to drop out. Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal, who's backing the president, says discussions in Washington this week will be critical.
We're going to be engaged in ongoing conversations.
House Democrats got a head start. Sunday afternoon, House leaders held an impromptu call to hear concerns. Unlike the Senate, since the debate, a growing number of House Democrats privately and publicly say President Biden should drop out. On NBC's Meet the Press, California Congressman Adam Schiff argued the race is too close.
Given Joe Biden's incredible record, given Donald Trump's terrible record, he should be mopping the floor with Donald Trump.
But President Biden continues to push back on polling, showing him trailing Donald Trump in key swing states. Over the weekend, he did get a glimmer of hope from a new Bloomberg Morning Consult poll, showing him actually leading narrowly in both Wisconsin and Michigan. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
And Raquel, how are Republicans weighing in on this?
Well, we know there are several Republicans now calling into question the president's ability to serve out his term right now. Some of them going as far as saying they would like to see the president's doctor testify. This comes, of course, as there are growing questions about the president's fitness. And we saw kind of a contentious briefing at the White House today. The White House continues to push back on any questions, insinuating that the president has any underlying conditions.
All right, Raquel Martin, live for us in Washington. Thank you.
And after President Biden released the letter to congressional Democrats, we reached out to the Democratic members of the House who represent Central North Carolina. We either didn't hear back from their offices or we were told to expect a statement later today or tomorrow. In the meantime, though, Republican Representative Greg Murphy represents Sampson and Wayne County, as well as a large portion of eastern North Carolina. Now, Murphy is a physician and spoke to News Nation about whether President Biden should agree to a cognitive test.
Remember, calls don't always come in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They come in at 2 a.m. Person has to be able to get up, wake up, be smart, on the ball. And right now, we're just not seeing that ability from President Biden. And it also speaks to the fact that he continues to decline having a cognitive test. And there's so many questions. If he had just taken one and done well with it, boy, that would answer so many questions.
The House Democratic Caucus is expected to meet behind closed doors tomorrow morning to discuss this very issue. After that meeting, we'll try again for comment. Liz?
All right, Russ, thanks.
You bet.
And now we want to hear from you. Do you think President Biden should drop out of the race? Right now, 57% of you saying no, 43% saying yes. To weigh in, head over to the CBS 17 News app, click on the menu in the upper left corner, then select CBS 17 Votes.